The day I received the letter, my hands wouldn't stop shaking. It was a bright summer morning in Maplewood Estates, the kind of neighborhood that looked perfect on the outside but rotted from the inside. The lawns were sharp as razors. The fences were all regulation white, and the HOA ruled it all like a little kingdom. I had lived there for 8 years. My wife, Clara, and I bought our house with every last penny we had. It wasn't the biggest one on the street, but it was ours, built with our sweat, our memories, and the laughter of our daughter, Emily. But the day Clara passed from cancer, everything changed. The house that once felt alive turned quiet. I stopped trimming the hedges. I left her flower garden untouched because it still smelled like her. That's when the HOA president, Marjorie Langford, decided I was a problem. It started with small notes. Please maintain front lawn height under 3 inches. Remove dead plants immediately. Mailbox color does not comply with HOA standards. Each letter was colder, nastier. I ignored them at first. I was grieving, not lazy. But grief isn't an excuse to them. They don't care about broken hearts, only broken rules. Then came the final notice. In big, bold letters, your property is in violation of multiple HOA codes. Failure to comply will result in legal action and potential eviction. Eviction from my own home. I thought it was a bluff until I saw the bulldozer. A week later, I came home from work to find a yellow demolition notice nailed to my front door. The HOA had filed a complaint claiming my foundation was unsafe and that the property needed to be removed for neighborhood safety. Except that wasn't true. My house was fine. They'd fabricated reports, used fake inspector signatures, and convinced the city to authorize demolition. They wanted me gone. Why? Because Marjorie wanted to expand their property line. My land backed up to a lake, the last available waterfront lot. If my house disappeared, she could build a private dock and increase her home's value by hundreds of thousands. That's when my grief turned into something else, rage. I called every lawyer I could afford, but no one wanted to take on an HOA case. Too political, they said. Too complicated. Just when I was about to give up, a friend introduced me to Rafael Torres, a retired attorney known for making bullies cry in court. He looked over the papers, smirked, and said, "They picked the wrong man to push around." Together, we started digging. Rafael found that the HOS treasurer had been forging documents for years, collecting fines from homeowners that never went into the community fund. Instead, they went into Marjorie's private account. We compiled emails, signatures, inspection reports, and bank statements. The more we uncovered, the darker it got. The HOA wasn't just corrupt, it was criminal. So we built a case. Slowly, quietly, patiently. For 2 months, I pretended to comply with their demands. I cut the grass, painted the fence, smiled at Marjorie during board meetings, all while recording everything. Then one day, during a board meeting, I stood up and said, "Marjorie, I think it's time the rest of the community. Here's what you've been doing." I handed out copies of the financial report Rafael had prepared, every forged signature, every illegal transfer, every photo of her using HOA funds for personal vacations and home improvements. The room went silent. Marjorie's face turned white. Her voice cracked as she said, You can't prove this." That's when Rafael walked in with the county auditor and 2 police officers. The next weeks were chaos. Investigations, lawsuits, resignations. The HOA board dissolved overnight. Marjorie was arrested for fraud, forgery, and misuse of community funds. Turns out, her demolition order on my home was anti. Even legal, she debribed the inspector who signed it. The city rescinded the order and offered a formal apology, but it wasn't done yet. With Rafael's help, I sued the HOA for emotional distress, property damage, and defamation. The settlement, enough to rebuild Clara's garden 10 times over. I didn't rebuild though. Primera, restored every flower bed, every bench, every inch of the yard, just the way she loved it. And right where Marjorie once planned her private dock, I built a public memorial garden open to everyone in the community. A small plaque reads, "For those who are told to give up their home, never stop fighting." One afternoon, as I sat by the lake with Emily, watching the sunset reflect on the water, she said softly, "Mom would have been proud of you, Dad." I looked at her, smiled, and said, "No, sweetheart." She gave me the strength to fight back. Because sometimes, home isn't just where you live. It's what you refuse to let them take away. End scene. The screen fades out on the house, freshly painted. Flowers blooming, a family laughing in the garden, while a faint voice echoes, "They wanted my house gone, but now they're the ones who disappeared."